Yeah, so, okay, so let's say that I'm coming out, I'm starting, all right? And let's say I'm always trying to close that gap first, no matter what, okay? It's almost like I said before, it's almost like NFL football, okay? Team that scores the first usually ends up, even if they're behind by a touchdown and a field goal or something at some point in the game, if they're good at keeping pace and momentum and they score first, they usually end up winning. That's a statistical fact, outside of upsets, what have you. Same thing kind of in wrestling. The person that closes a gap first off the whistle, okay? Off the whistle, at the beginning of a match, usually scores first and can usually keep control of the pace of that match. Until you get to very high levels and people know how to respond to people's circling schemes, their footwork patterns. They recognize them and know how to respond to them, and they take control back, all right, things like that, okay? That's way down the road. But in any case, when I'm coming out here, all right, and I'm shaking, all right, first thing I'm doing off of that whistle, all right, and I'm trying, whatever side I pick, I'm always stepping with the foot, they're heading that side first, and I'm just starting to create a little bit of a spiral, okay? And if I turn my hips just a little bit as I just pivot, just a little bit as I circle, all right? Eventually, I'm going to get that head. See, I got that head position already?
Yeah.
I got that angle. Okay, so let's say you dip your head, okay, level fake me, all right? And I come back, all right, I'm re-engaging again. Now I'm centered up on the head, and that's okay, because I'm still close, and I've got the gap one, and I'm pressuring into you, and eventually, if I take a wrist or a post in a wrist, I'm pushing with my head, I'm stagger stepping, okay, whenever I pressure. I very rarely want to walk foot over foot. It's okay when you're closer, okay, because you're not so opened up, all right? And if I have a collar tie with my forearm on the shoulder, all right, I've got my push-pull block. If you try to dip and shoot, okay, I got my block there. That's a little different, all right? But if I'm out here where there's a little bit of space, you can cover that space pretty quick. If I'm getting sloppy, you can step in, like long posts and stuff like that, okay? I'm not using them defensively to push off. I'm just kind of leaving them hang there. All right, sloppily, that's bad, all right? But if I get back to that, we'll step back here so we got some room to travel, all right? Come in closer to me. And let's say I've got back out to even head, all right? You've defended my head angle, and we're just talking about the head, all right? And let's say I go to a far wrist, okay? And because now this hand can attack that leg, my down block hand now has control of something you need to attack with. All right? Okay? And if you were to try to hit, let's say, a high cross from here, ready? I got my down block hand, I can slip right off of that post and block that high cross, so I'm safe here. My pressure should be coming from my stagger step in my head steering you, all right? And pivoting with my hips and my shoulders and starting my angles that way. Pressuring, steering with my hands, my head, my hips, and my stagger step, okay? Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to just pressure, I don't want to just be creating pressure with just my hands, because that's when, so we have room to travel. That's when I'm going to start getting long, and if you get sloppy, okay, and forgetting to bring your feet in with it, okay, that's when you're so head over toes, even if they go to an outside, my shoulder, and you come over with a club over top, okay, yeah, you're caving me to the mat, okay? All right? Yeah. That's what's gonna happen there. So if you come out, okay, to start a match, and I'm always gonna be trying to close that gap first, okay, and just with my stance and my motion, and not flat out circling like the action circle here. We use this to train on, okay? As we start engaging somebody, we change those circles I change them into little semi-diagonal, semi-curved type of motion, regardless of which way I'm circling. Whether I'm circling to the trailing leg, okay, which we went over, which is usually defense, but there's a lot of offensive advantage to that if you know how to set things up offensively from that circle where I'm circling. To my trailing leg and your lead leg, okay, I'm always trying to get that little bit of a tight spiral, okay? And when I turn my hips, pivot my hips just a little bit every time, all right? And if anything, even if I don't establish an angle there and start getting make head contact and get pressure on you, I'm at least making it a little bit tougher for you to feel like you can just keep that head straight, okay? Just keep pivoting on that lead leg and just feel like you're always on target at me. That's another advantage. Let's say I'm not even trying to set anything up on that trailing leg side, okay? And I just circle that trailing leg. See how big step you got to take?
Yeah.
Just taking that step, if I'm under a lot of pressure, buys me a lot of defensive time. It keeps you from just being able to pivot and have that back foot loaded, okay, when you feel like you can fake it or whatever, okay, and just take a shot on me and load up, all right? Okay? So always come out and close that gap. And if you can't establish, make a head contact on a preferred side, depending on the type of attack you're trying to set up, okay? You can't get your hip and your shoulder control. Some people call the shoulder angle. I call the head the angle, and I call this control, because I'm completely, when I got my hips into you, okay, just like I was talking about yesterday with that arm drag, okay, you put an outside tie on, I knock it, all right, I drag, I step in from here to control you the whole way. I should be able to steer you with my hips. Good drag, that's like Greco 101. I steer people with my hips. Then I'm coming over with that backhand and caving you to the mat. Okay? In folk style, because I can't lift you and throw, you know, right? Okay? It's kind of the same thing. I'm keeping that little bit of an angle, all right? Even if I keep that little bit of an angle and I keep you feeling like you just can't square up and start gaining control of the circle and emotion on me, create your angles, all right? Even if I don't have anything set up right away, I've at least got half the battle won, because I'm keeping you off your offense. You're not just coming out there and just doing whatever the heck you want, I'm just standing in the middle responding to everything. Okay? We haven't learned this yet, but I'm going to show you how to, if somebody, you see a collar tie coming in, okay? Remember how I said peripherally? You can learn how to see things peripherally, okay? And I got my eyes on my targets, and let's say you come in with a good tie, okay? I'm going to show you right there, if I were to keep my head square to you, okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to take my head wherever you want it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to take it in the pit. You're going to take, I mean, there's things I can do to escape that, but I can find real quick offense off of that if I learn that whole concept of just pivoting my hips and my head. If I feel a good tie come on me, and I know there's no flared elbow, where I have an opportunity to duck, where it comes in high, okay, where I can just catch it and then hit my high or whatever, okay? It's a good tie with good mechanics coming in, okay? If I just turn my hips a little bit, ready, go. When it comes in, look. Go ahead and try to snap with it. Go. Look, I've already got head position. Just by turning my hips as you're pulling that tie in, I got my head position right there. We haven't gone over that yet. I'm trying to get you to use your stance and your motion that we're drilling and connect it to actual live wrestling, okay? And use your fakes, your crowd posts, circling that trailing leg to get contact on that head, to get close, to get you not afraid to be wrestling close, right? Because this is your second year in junior high. Better people are going to start wrestling you closer, getting you to put a hand on them and using your ties, okay? And if they see you're bad at it, they're just going to start taking control of you. You got to be able to wrestle close. I'm trying to give you an attack right off the whistle to close the gap with, okay? All right, be in stance. All right, I close the gap to that side. I'm starting to get that little bit ahead. Okay, I speed up my cadence, I fake. All right, usually that's when you're going to step. When that back foot has to readjust, when you're circling that trailing leg, and you speed up that cadence and make a fake and a post, okay, a crowd or something, okay, that's usually, like we've been working on, is when that opponent, that's the best chance to get them to do something goofy, react and take a foot out of place, break their own stance in, come head over toe, too heavy. And from there, you have to be able to decide whether they're snappable, okay, you're in a good position to snap, and you can snap them right to the mat, or if you're going to snap and have to snap twice, you don't ever plan on just snapping once, especially when you get older against better people. Plan on snapping more to get them all the way to the mat, okay? Or whether you have just a straight on outside attack, it all depends on how they've leveled, okay? And then, all right, I'm here, I've made that fake, you come down, I take a collar, and a wrist, and I get you to step where your level is and how that foot steps, where it goes. Being able to take that little frame in time there to relax, okay? Be patient and look at the attack you have, all right? So, the thing about that, getting that head position is, yeah, I want to come out there. I try to come out with a preferred attack I want to get to set up. But if I can't, I'm at least keeping the pace, the control of the motion, okay, in my stance, in a position, and I'm at least, if that person's getting pretty good at not letting me have head position and shoulder angle and hip angle on the side, I'm at least staying in contact and controlling the pressure. I'm getting some push and try to get a reaction, okay? And then maybe from there I can get an attack straight on without even going to an angle, okay? Or whatever, okay? And then, like we went over, let's say I've made that quick step, I've level faked, and you come down, I get that hard snap, I step back, here's my head pass, okay? Look at what you got there, straight to the mat. So, definitely a preferred angle. Try to close the gap first. Try to get a preferred angle with the head and shoulders, hips and everything. Try to get that set up, all right? But if you can't, try to get head on head. The head and your hips under you, and your head is creating the pressure. Your hands, however you're tied or whatever you're thumb blocking, posted, whatever, okay? That's steering the pressure, okay? And how you position those hands, usually determined by the type of attack you're trying to set up. I'm steering shoulders, okay? I'm trying to, my hand position, that's a high level, we're not going to get into all, there's all kind of, obviously, all kind of positions I can use to try to set something up to get you to react with your pressure and block or whatever. But generally, that's what I mean, that's what you're doing, okay? So, we're going to start again, and I'm just not going to let you have that gap. You got to close that gap on me, okay? All right? You're trying to keep control of the motion, all right? And you're going to do that by staying close, faking often, different fakes, all right? Head fake, level fake, okay? Head fake with a post. Deep fake with a post in a hand, like I'm going to knee pick or something. All right? Mix it up, and then try to get to that trailing leg setup. All right? I'm going to partially let you have it, okay? When you fake, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to react to that fake, okay? I'm going to keep your head over toes, all right? I might make myself snappable, I might not, okay? But you still go for that snap, okay? And then watch what my stance in my head, watch what my head and my stance does. Watch if my stance breaks and how you break it the way my feet step and what my head does in relation to my lead leg, how far I go over my toes. All right? Look for anything sloppy. All right? You ready? Okay. Russell. See? Oh, you should be faking more often. See how them hands are still staying there? Yeah. 2, they're down. So you remember what we were talking about, the hands being down, take that wrist. Right? You got a way harder time. All right, let it go. Take that wrist down. Look, that big hand there is so much harder to get around, especially if you're not coming under, all right? If I don't capture that wrist every time coming in, it's so easy, all right? I'm gonna at least be able to block it, all right? To where it's not usable. But if I get roll under here, and that palm is facing away, okay, now you're in real trouble unless you know how to control that and punch through, okay, which I'm gonna be ready for because I'm executing I know your defense to my offense, okay? All right? Make sure you're using them hands and just don't let me feel like I'm comfortable to start looking at things for myself. You got to keep me off guard. That's what them hands and the fakes are for, okay? And pay attention to how I'm responding so you can see if you have an attack, all right? You ready? All right, go. I came down there pretty good. I'm knee, right over chest. So here I am, my hands are down, all right?
Yeah.
So, if I were you, okay, I would be moving that leg out of the way, okay? Yeah, and circling away from me because I got head position on you there. Do you see?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can't just be trying to put your head on each side, okay? Like I said, if I just put my head on a side, kind of like the snap and circle, okay? I always teach footwork first for snap circles, different foot sequences to step into a shot, something I might be using a split step for, okay, to get somebody to react, to set up an attack, or whatever, okay? Then I connect the hands to it because the feet aren't smooth, all right? It's very easy to get hands to do bad things. They might be working right in the right motions, but they can pull people into you the wrong way, okay? And put you in a bad spot. It's the same thing with your head. If I'm just using my head, okay, be a little lower in your stance, all right? I'm just using my head, all right, okay? And I'm not turning my hips with it, and you step, you cut a circle that way and turn your head toward me, who has head position now? Yeah. All right? So, if I'm going to try being here, all right, and I'm coming in, and let's say I got this hand up, like I'm going to shoulder post, okay? And let's say I want to get control on that side, right? Okay? What I'm going to do, as soon as I start going that way, I'm not going to step that way and try to turn my head. I'm taking my shoulders and my hips with it. All right? So I'm automatically starting to set up that angle. Okay? And if you circle out and get squared up on me again like we should be, okay? All right. I'm here. I'll start working it. I'll start putting the fake. If you come down, okay? Where's your trailing leg at? You've dropped below me, right? All right. Basic stuff. There's my single. Right? Yeah. Make sure when you try to get that head position that you're taking your hips and your shoulder with it. And it's very subtle, okay, when I'm circling. All right? Okay? But I'm spiraling and I am creating pressure. With my head first, with my head. Most of the pressure comes up through my hips, through my head. My hands create a little bit, but they do more of the steering and controlling. Okay? Once I get in and I'm not faking anymore, I obtain a limb. You know, or whatever. Okay? A limb and a shoulder. Limb and a collar, whatever. All right? You ready? Go. Slow down. Just slow. There you go. Now look, I square up. Okay. So, again, yeah. There was a pretty good fake, okay? But those hands are just kind of sitting there, all right? Really weren't doing much, all right? Remember what I said about the hands? When you were separated from me, coming in, okay? Make sure when you're coming in to close that gap, okay? I'm coming in. I'm faking, all right? I'm reaching. I may get you to step and break your stance, do something with your hands, your level, okay? Without me even having to get super close and engage you and start steering you, okay? And try to win that head battle, okay? That angle, those angles, try to win. I might get you to overreact, okay? Especially if you're the type of person that's just, like I said, in junior high, you'll get guys moving up that are just used to coming out there and just kind of doing whatever they want, okay? All right? Maybe they had some advantages in youth, some length, some whatever, okay? Where they're good. They can't handle that sometimes, okay? So, those fakes, when I go to engage somebody, when I go to close that gap, even if I'm just rocking a little rock fake, okay, and I'm starting to circle to my angle, I throw a little fake in there, okay? Also, because there's not a whole lot of space there when I make that fake, it's different when you're separated from me too much and I'm making fakes, okay? Unless you're John Smith and you can split step all the way in there, or Jordan from like 10 miles out, back in, back out real quick and get somebody to rack real hard like down, okay? That's not happening, right? If I'm closer, okay, it's harder for that person to see the whole body and know, or feel like the brain has enough space to like react to that fake and block something or step away from it, okay? So when I'm coming close, all right, that whistle blows, and let's say I'm picking your lead leg side. I'm circling your lead leg and my trailing leg, all right? I'm starting that little diagonal spiral, ready? I'm faking. Right away, I'm starting to fake, all right? I might post on the head, hand opposite of my lead leg, okay? Right? Okay, and I got right there. Look, I got you. I just did a little hand fake, a little level fake, and right there, I got you to move your head to that side, all right? You gave me an angle without me even really doing much, okay? So, off the whistle now. Well, actually, let me get my whistle. That goddamn Coach Schaefer, look out. Cover your ears, man. You ready? Let me put it around my neck. Whoop. The freaking phone thing came off. Stay on there. Seems junk. Anyhow. All right, so remember now, off the whistle, you're cutting that little circular / diagonal motion. You should already be faking, throwing something at me, okay? Not just one and then stopping, okay? And hanging out down there, changing it with your hands, just staying still. You should be doing something. You should be doing something with your whole body, your face, trying to get me to react. All right? Ready? There you go. You see how? Right there. All right? You had a head angle. You faked with that shoulder post, right? I raised that hand. Where are you going?
Right under.
Where's that hand going? You're leaving that post, right? Where's the hand going? To the leg.
Yeah.
No, to the leg, straight to the leg. You don't even have to bump that out of the way. Here, you're inside already. You don't even have to bump that. By the time you take that attack, look, go. I can't even get that hand down in there. Number one, I'm on the outside, okay? I can't get that hand down in range anywhere to even start down block. I'm not going to down block it to the mat, my hand to the mat. But you see what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you got the head angle. You threw a fake. You got your head, your hip, your shoulder, and your hip angle. Threw a fake. Okay. I reacted. Okay, because I saw, and I did that on purpose to try to give it to you. All right. I saw it coming. Okay. You came in, right?
Yeah.
You level fake, came up. I reached. Okay. I also made the mistake of reaching outside. What do you have?
My leg.
Okay, well, you got a single. Step into it. Yeah. Just because that's my retracted leg doesn't mean you can't shoot on it. You just got to step a little deeper. Right? You also had your inside. Okay? My hand's here. I can't block a high crotch from here. What did you have?
High crotch.
So you would have had to do what? Yeah. All you had to do was turn your shot angle and step right into that high crotch. Okay? You also have a crackdown from right there. If you were from here, you pop that, okay? Let's say you switch that angle and shot this way on this knee. Boom, you had a crackdown right there. Okay? With my weight, okay, when I'm here like this, that's hard to defend. Alright? That's hard for me to just step out of. Almost like a low single, like a I'm not going to say John Smith, because you know who John Smith is? Okay. His low single, how are you going to just step out of it? But you see what you did right there?
Yeah.
So now we're starting to take that circle, trailer leg circle, closing the gap, get that trailer leg circle, speeding up your foot cadence, your circle real quick, make a level fake at the end of it. But in the meantime, when you first engage me, when you go to close that gap, and you go to cut that little semicircle, diagonal step, you're faking, okay? You're doing something with your hands. You're trying to get me to come up high, okay? So, right? You fake, right? No, I fake, okay? You came up. When I cut that circle, and I fake again, all right? There's so much action going on down there that that's the best chance for you to be out of position with your head over your toe too far, or your feet in bad alignment, something, okay? And when I get my snap, okay, in my wrist, all right, and I step back the other way, I'm going to have a better chance of getting that foot to do what I needed to do because you're not completely in control of your stance right now. It's kind of broken because there's so much action going on that you're not hearing comfortably, okay? It's going to be a lot easier for me to get that foot to come the other way now, okay? Is what I'm saying. And I got a head pass there, all right? Now it's completely taken away your line of sight, and I've got you open, okay? So make sure that when we do this now, we're taking it to another level. I want to see you starting to add on the way in, adding your head fakes, level fake, okay? If you don't feel like you can circle real fast yet, okay? I'm staying squared up on you good, and you feel like you're not going to be able to cut that angle, okay? Then just be patient, right? Try to set something else up, right? All right. So, but you're closing that gap, even if you have to change directions temporarily, okay, and then come back to circling that trailing leg. Okay. All right. Try to get it set up. Close that gap. Cut that semicircle diagonal deal. All right. Make it fake while you're going. Give me something to keep me off guard, or maybe get something to lift a hand to, or whatever. Okay. And be ready to either take your straight shot in or get your snap. And then basically when you make that fake, look at how my feet, my body position, my head over whatever, look at how all that reacts. Okay? All right? All right, let me get my whistle in my mouth. Ready? All right, starting to get it. So, you fake, you see what I was talking about now? When you go to take this to a person, everything we had smoothed out in the drill starts going to get rechoppy again because now you're on a person in front of you moving. You're not just envisioning an imaginary partner there. The brain now has to unwrinkle some of that stuff. Okay, but we'll get the wrinkles out of this quicker than when we first started your stance and your motion drill because somewhere inside the brain already knows that now. Okay, now it's just another element in there, but it already knows it, so it'll speed up. It'll get over that a little bit quicker than when we first started smoothing out your feet and everything, just in a circle drill solo. Okay, all right. Just slow everything down. Okay. Ready? Rapid. There it is. Right here. It's okay. Okay, now you're inside. Look what you got. High crotch. Yeah. Swish of your feet to your angle. Step. Okay. You don't just reach off for that other leg. You got to get your angle right on a high crotch. Then reach. Even if you have to back step. Be down there in a high crotch. Okay. And I'm out of position. You got to pop and back step with that leg and pull me that way. You get my other leg step. There you go. There. Now you can reach off. You can reach off to your double. Because you got that outside foot to step closer. Yeah, you don't ever just reach off on a high crotch like that. Okay? That's bad news. But you see how this is, what we're doing tonight is pretty important. All right? We're starting to take one attack and really build it. So you have a good one to go out there with. And a lot of people, I mean, like I said, that's typically defensive circling, but if you throw establish a good angle, and you throw some fakes and some good body motion in there, you can turn that into offense because when people go to react, they're reacting on their trailing foot side. And that's not as easy for the brain to reset the right way and be at a high level, be ready, okay, than it is when they can just pivot to everything and be ready for everything on their dominant side, their lead leg side, okay? That's a sneaky way to set up an attack. Good job tonight. All right? What time we got?
I have 6 minutes or 7 minutes after 7.
Okay, we still got a little bit of time left. We good. So, now, that tricep circle that you seem to be naturally good at, okay? You'd be surprised how long it takes me, okay, to get people to understand, okay, being a lower level, all right? You should always be in your stance. okay, if I am, to come in, take those hands, okay, and that downward back, that circle motion, and snap like that, okay? I have a very hard time, don't want to grab and just, get straight arm and yank and keep the foot and keep the back going and open, even older guys have been wrestling for a while, okay? You got that very good tricep circle. Okay, so let's just practice, okay? We're not going to kind of semi-go or play wrestle now. I just want we're just going to take it very slow, go to that trailing leg, my trailing leg side again, okay? Do that little speed up in your foot cadence in your circle. Make sure you hit that level fake as that second fake is coming down, so you got your trailing foot ready, planted to attack, okay, and ready to snap, okay, and ready to defend in case somebody lines up and, they're not fooled by that and they change levels and, crack off a shot at you. You can down block. It's important to have them feet set, all right? See if you can get that tricep, just get that, practice getting that tricep circle on me. Get me to level fake, come forward, get that tricep circle, back the other way from your circle, and get me to step with that tricep circle, okay? When you get me to step, okay, boom, I'm here, I'm going to block, all right?
Yeah.
You shoot. All I'm doing is slipping right off of my tricep, okay? The elbow block, okay? And depending on what that foot and those feet do, if they come even, I got a double and then a bunch of other things. I can kind of almost pick what I want there straight on, right?
Yeah.
Practice that tricep circle a little bit, and then maybe, as the next week goes on, we'll have you 2 really good attacks to the side that definitely people in your age group are not used to having to handle a bunch of activity from to their trailing leg, okay? All right? Because most people are out there circling them, All right? You ready? Okay, very slow. So, ref blows a whistle, okay? You're closing that gap first. Okay, so when you go to close that gap, all right, them shoulders should already be pivoting that way just a little bit. All right, ready? Go. All right, I'm still head to head a little bit. Okay, I've got, excellent. Feet got a little choppy there, okay? Because like I said, we're not just doing it in the circle drill solo now, you're actually on a body. So the brain's kind of in high pressure situation where there's a lot of action, your feet are going to get a little unsmooth until you just get comfortable and confident against somebody, all right? It's going to take a step back a little bit in skill. But eventually, the more we take the foot smoothness we got down in our circle drill into this, they're going to re-smooth. The brain just has to learn how to do it on a live body now instead of imaginary partner. Okay? So let's try that again. Let's try both of them. Don't tell me which one you're going to hit me with. All right? Tricep circle or wrist and snap. Okay? Or tricep. If this tricep on this side is close enough to you and you think you can come out and get that tricep in the armpit, you should always be in the armpit, not down by the elbow or anything. That's bad news. All right? It's up here. Okay? If you think this is close enough, take it. If it's a wrist, take it. Okay? If you think I'm squared up and off on you, kind of, where you can safely reach both triceps and get your tricep circle, your tricep, double tricep snap, hit it. Okay? All right? Ready? Go slow. Wrestle. Okay. So, good job. So you got my feet even, and you had your pick of what you want there. You took a single. If I'm trying to get somebody to the mat real quick, and I got them feet even, I'm blasting them with a double, Just a meat hook. Pow! I'm getting them to the mat. And then I'm securing legs, okay? And I'm not letting those legs go until I'm in position, all right? When you get into varsity, okay, good people, okay, that know, okay, they're going down. If they know they're going down, they're not going to go down to their back. They're turning their belly, and they're immediately trying to hop, horse kick up out of there before you can cover them and get rear control or top control and start turning them or whatever. Yeah. right? They're gonna be bucking like a horse to, you're gonna turn their belly on the way down, and you're immediately gonna bring them legs back up, try to horse kick up out of it and get back to their feet. You're not just gonna blow them into the mat like you, okay? All right, you gotta make sure you secure legs. We'll work on that sometime, taking people to the mat. Are you ready? Okay, just slow the whole thing down, all right? Focus on using your motions, you're circling your motions, focus on those elements right now, instead of trying to set everything up and be so fast with it, okay? And try just to get to the attack, all right? Yeah, gotta be patient. Ready? All right, wrestle. Okay, so, what are you gonna do from here? I know what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm gonna watch, if I'm you, okay?
Yeah.
If I'm you, I'm gonna try to hit a step across double, all right?
Okay.
Or, I'm gonna wait until that person, because right now, like I said, when they go to reset that back foot, is when they're gonna move it out of place too wide, okay? They're gonna do something here, not all the time, okay? But they're most likely with that trailing foot, okay? This is the one they're gonna make the mistake with. They're gonna get too in line, okay? They're not gonna step back far enough and come even foot, okay? You got a straight on double from there, or whatever you want. Okay? You got to snap, because it's easier to snap me with my feet even. I'm in that weeble wobble kind of thing. All right? Right? Yeah. We're just, part of doing this is also helping you learn how to see, be patient, and really look. And get the brain used to immediately seeing how my whole body, my feet, my head, and everything, my shoulder, my hip angle, how I end up after you do what you do. And seeing what attacks are there. Okay? All right? So, let's go again. Ready? And if you want to, you can start circling that way, come back this way, you can mix it up, whatever you want to do. All right? Don't matter to me, but I want you eventually attacking this side. Okay? Trailing leg side. Ready? Okay, go. All right, good. All right. Good job. Yeah. So, let me shut this piece of crap off.